Hi, my name is Simon Hewitt. I'm the CEO and founder of ScramCard. ScramCard is, in essence, a number of electronic components incorporated into a piece of plastic that is exactly the same size as the debit, credit or prepaid card you currently carry in your wallet today. So this will fit into an ATM machine. It'll fit into a point of sales machine. ScramCard is a very new design in terms of the portrait design of the credit card. You'll notice that the keypad is exactly the same as a keypad you would have on a mobile phone, on a telephone, on a remote control. It has an on-off switch. It has a 9-digit electronic display. It has a battery and a microprocessor within the card itself. The look on people's faces when you turn that card on and the screen jumps to life is just a magical moment. I started to think of an idea like ScramCard because my background is in banking as a chief security strategist. When at the time we're looking at different types of solutions that we would have to give a consumer to carry to thwart identity theft or financial fraud. And when you start to look at all of the solutions that are out there, there's no single solution that covers all of the multiple channels or business channels that you need to protect. And there's also not a great deal that the consumer is going to be carrying other than what you're pretty much left with these days is mobile phone or a card. Mobile phone is an insecure platform because it's connected to something. If it's always connected to something, then people are always going to attack it. So what are you left with? A card. So what if you can put technology within a card that creates multiple capabilities to mitigate financial fraud, identity theft, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we were able to basically incorporate that and encapsulate it within a piece of plastic as a desirable product that the consumer's prepared to use and carry around with them. And in doing so, basically provide the security they need to protect themselves. If someone's got to carry something new, that's difficult. But if they've got to carry something they already carry, then you've got a good starting point from which to grow a solution from. If you look at individual solutions, whilst I'm not critical of those that may fix an individual problem, I'm critical of the fact that someone may not want to carry it, they may leave it at home, it may not be with them when they actually need to use it. So if it's incorporated within a card and you have multiple different features such that they can protect themselves at a point of sale by not having to type in the actual PIN to the device, people can either video capture the PIN input, they can compromise the point of sales machine. So what if you're actually typing in something to the point of sales machine or the ATM that doesn't matter? It's a 4-digit code that changes every time. So the only thing that you type your PIN into is the card. So the card will give you another 4-digit code. That 4-digit code you can then use at the ATM or the point of sales machine. So that's in terms of shopping with the card. And then what about shopping online? We know that a computer is insecure. We know that if you're trying to buy something on the phone, that's pretty insecure. So how do you prevent fraud in that particular channel? So again, it comes down to the same theory, that if you're using a different code every single time you shop, but you're putting in the same PIN to the card every time, your experience doesn't change, but the experience you have in terms of protecting yourselves basically changes, to the point that if someone sees what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Because if they take your card and go and try and do it somewhere else, it's not going to work anyway. And we have various other features in terms of if you're talking to somebody on the phone, or if they've called you, how do you know it's actually the bank that's called you? So we have a feature there where they have to prove to you who they are, and if they can't do that, your card doesn't work. But what's more interesting is those consumers that are afraid to shop online. They're afraid of their card data being stolen. There have been a number of major breaches in the US of late with regards to the theft of card member data. So imagine if you have a solution in their hands that then gives them the confidence and the trust that they're now prepared to shop online. That's a benefit to us, it's a benefit to the bank, and it's a benefit to the consumer. We have a wallet solution. We call it a wallet solution. It enables you to link all of your other payment cards within the one particular card. So in a time when people carry multiple cards, have to remember multiple PINs, you're able to link these particular cards to our wallet card. So your button 1 could be your MasterCard, your button 2 is your Visa, button 3 is American Express. And it generates a different PIN code every single time you use it. The other thing it also provides you a capability is that if you go into a store that doesn't accept the card that you happen to want to pay with, you actually as a consumer now have that choice. And all of this is integrated within the EMV chip on the card. So the little chip that's within that card, this is not based on mag-stripe codes and cloning cards, which is relatively easy if you take the mag-stripe data and then you can basically copy that. We have done a lot of work in terms of changing the chip itself and have certified that, which is why it's a MasterCard product. The linking of those cards is all embedded within the EMV chip itself. So depending on the button you press, that effectively tells the payment processor which card you want to pay with. So one of the really cool features about the wallet product is the brand association, what it can do for the brand, in that, let's take a football team that may have a huge member base. So associating their brand with our particular product and putting that into the pockets of their supporters and fans, who can then link all of their cards to it. The value to a brand in terms of the data that it provides is through spend, as well as the brand equity that it gives, because it's the first thing you pull out of a pocket, is absolutely priceless. If you go a little bit further and you look at the technology itself and what the consumer thinks of the technology, we already know by the look in their face when you turn it on that people just want one of these particular wallets. So that association with the brand and the consumer and their love for the product and their love for the brand, it just transcends beyond just a financial instrument that provides you with security. And it just puts something that's really cool in the pocket of those consumers.
ScramCard, a real smart card.